We find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Up in the booth with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Garden, and kickoff straight ahead, CD. What's one thing that you're going to have your eye on?
I think about what the great coaches of the past always said, the key to any ball game. Can you rush theirs and protect yours? Well, in this case, both of these teams get after the quarterbacks. I'm watching the pass rush.
And it's a pretty good return here as they get this up to the 29. On the ground, it's the first carry here for Jamal Charles. Ooh, the juke. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Throwing now is Mahomes. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Here's 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Mahomes. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. 50 yards. And the Vikings march right down the field in 3 plays to claim the early advantage. Morton Anderson now for the extra point. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. Touchdown. Here's Anderson to kick it away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
31-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together.
Come on.
And he'll work this one up to about the 38. He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
From the gun, here's Newton. It's complete to Diggs. He's still on his feet. And down to the run. 46 yards.
It's early, but announcer cliche alert here. Big players make big plays. Should I say in big games too? Oh, what the heck. And this defense, they're going to have to find some way to slow him down as this game goes on, because when this combination...
That is intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Stephon Gilmore. So cancel the interception, pass interference.
And you know what else gets canceled? The return yardage. Makes the play, but now it's all for naught.
Here we go. Cougar 19.
Now again, it's Sayers between the tackles. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, anytime down here in the red zone that you can get a running back going lateral to the line of scrimmage, that's a plus for the defense. We all hear about the offensive guys saying, get north and south, get upfield. They didn't allow it at all on that play.
In trouble and he'll go down back at the 12.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
After the sack, 3rd and goal now from the 12.
Go! 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Ready?
Now Newton.
He'll try and do this himself.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Myers' kick is good, but now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about.
And they'll accept that penalty.
On the set. Let's go now.
To throw is Newton. And he slings one that's incomplete. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now.
Here we go, set. 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Ready?
Throwing is Newton. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Ryan Shazier got in that time, the first-round pick of 2014. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Newton to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, Brandon, we see why it's a team game there, because there's a sigh of relief that they just released defensively. If he's able to get that one away, that's likely a touchdown. But instead, that pressure from the front got to him and forced the incompletion.
You're right. He had him open, just a split second too late on the release.
So golden field position there squandered as they can muster only a field goal.
Yeah, you were gifted a 1st and goal situation, but I have to give credit to the defense. They were brought out in a really tough situation, so give them credit for holding them to 3. That's a pretty nice accomplishment.
And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. Their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Mahomes now to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
They get this to Beckham on the perimeter. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. He'll be back at the 36. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Mahomes going to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Charles. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in there trouble.
It's a gain of 8, and it's going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
2 yards to go, 2nd down.
Now Mahomes.
shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
And 2.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Seems to me that our friend Old Momentum, I think he's definitely changed teams in this game.
It's only going to grow after that sack, and now, heck, they can get the ball back here and possibly even get the lead. Mahomes and the offense staying out there. They'll go for it on fourth. That's to his running back, complete. But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of the first. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position.
Let's go now. Cowboy 80.
Out of the gun, Newton. That's complete to Hutchinson. He's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. That was his first catch, first time they targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it? Because those are the types of plays that he provides. When he does come alive, when they do look his way, not only is it a big catch, it's a first down.
Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1.
Okay,
So they
ready?
just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Viking 18.
From the gun on 3rd down, Newton. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense.
A gain of 4 yards.
As they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Here we go. Shot. Panther 60. Panther 60.
Here's Newton. Now he's going to step up and run. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
60 Eagles. 60 Eagles. Mustang 19.
Here's Newton. And he's wrapped up. Taken down back to the 25. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Ready.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Ready. 70 Timberwolves.
Here's Newton. 3rd down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Over the middle, this one into the hit. He'll try to do it himself. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the longtime Packer, A.J. Hawk. And the Vikings are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. I appreciate the aggressiveness trying to go for it there on 4th down, but you're in the red zone, had 3 points in your back pocket. Instead, Charles, they throw it away.
Certainly a big call to go for it on 4th down. As you said, in the red zone, definitely going to cost them 3 points, and we'll see how that affects the game as time goes on.
Final shot before the half from Mahomes. And this one is incomplete. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break.
Morton Anderson to kick off.
It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this third quarter. And what a return. Great field position all the way out to the 48 there.
With all the specialization we have in this great game, at some point the head coach is going to take charge of every group. And I think at halftime, he spent a little time with the special teams coach, said, look, you've got to find a way to get us a big play to help us get back into this.
On the return and run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
First down. First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Well, I think this is a free play for Newton. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this throw will be intercepted. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And the Vikings are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. So they'll accept that penalty, and that'll, of course, move the football up the field. Following the penalty, it's 1st and 5, and you got to think offensively, all kinds of options. Up the middle, they run with Gale Sayers. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They've not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd down and 7.
Let's go. Vikings, check, Bobcat, check, Bobcat.
Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Newton now to throw. And it'll find the open man. That's complete. That is in. Hester, 40 yards. And the Eagles have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter. So a very strong first drive in the second half, Charles, as they've turned that halftime deficit into a 3rd quarter lead.
And they were pretty purposeful there, weren't they? Measured in their approach. But boy, they executed awfully well. Moving the ball down the field.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is now 10-7. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Mahomes will do it himself. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 in the first.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
Here's Mahomes to throw. Pass complete on the out route to Beckham. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. That can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
They'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
The quarterback keeps
And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. Now here's Mahomes. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. If they get nothing else here on 3rd down, it'd be a 53-yard attempt from this spot. They run over center with Charles. And he fights through one man. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Man, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, they want to ride him down the stretch. He should have fresh legs.
63 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Now a run here off the RPO. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Antonio Cromartie.
And the Eagles are going to have it here at their own 15. So a good drive with a bad ending, Charles. They move it down the field well. Cannot finish it off, though, as it's intercepted in the end zone.
Deflating, that has got to be the word here because they were sharp in moving it down the field. But sometimes you start thinking like a touchdown is a given. And it doesn't always work out that way as we saw there.
Now following the interception, here's Newton. And he goes down. It's a save. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Ryan Shazier bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight. On the give, this is Sayers. And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8-yard line. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Newton to throw. And that will be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here's J.K. Scott now. And you wonder, could they possibly think about taking a safety here? Here's Beckham.
Found good room to run there. Returns of 14 yards.
And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10.
Here's 1st and 10.
The drive will start with an option going left. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Here's 2nd down. Mahomes to throw it. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted.
Still staying on his feet. Are you serious?
And the Eagles have just about sewn up this football game. Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And this one now not quite over yet. Still 2 timeouts remaining defensively. And boy, having that 3rd timeout would have really helped here.
Yeah, another example of why coaches really stress saving your timeouts for when you absolutely have to have them. They go over this all the time. Here's one of those situations.
Here's a give now to Sayers. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
60 Eagles! 60 Eagles!
And they will take a knee here. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. And they'll indeed take a knee.
Come on, set! 70 Timberwolves! Let go!
And this one going to wrap up with Cam Newton going down to a knee.
I don't know about you, partner, but watching them take the knee there and finish this one off, I feel like I'm going to be sore tomorrow. This was one bruising affair. Low scoring, but my kind of football.
Not a work of art, but maybe in your world, a little bit of a work of art. You like the defensive side.
I thought it was pretty. I can't help myself. I thought it was pretty.
And it ends in a kneel down as the clock rolls down to zeros. So in a game that's been full of twists and turns, here's another with time winding down.
And now, as you say, time's obviously a huge factor. But all you're looking for now is 3. So one big play, maybe a penalty, and you might get that shot after all.
Mahomes will throw. Open man, it's the tight end Kelsey. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
They started this drive with terrific field position, and it's going to get even better after that play. Had great options with where they started, so they decided to press their advantage, and it paid off.
For the field goal, a 34-yard attempt.
And his kick here is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the fourth quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
Over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
They'll come up first and 10 here. Throwing is Newton. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
Incomplete pass there is probably the best scenario going because if he catches the football, clock's probably going to run out in that situation.
Cam to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's going to be incomplete. And we have free football. Overtime. Here we go, my friend.
And the way this game played out, this is exactly how it should end. Going to overtime because neither one got an advantage today.
So the Vikings going to get the first chance to possess the football as we are back underway here in overtime. Sheds off the tackle. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And they'll have this all the way out to the 50-yard line. Excellent field position.
That's a pretty strong return to start this overtime. And you know that if you run some decent offense, you should have a shot at a field goal. But I'd have to think to myself, I want the 6 points. I want this game over now. I don't want to give the other team a chance to come back and beat me.
A first down carry here for Charles. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. At the
first throw of overtime for Mahomes. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Charles. And he'll go down shy of 40 at the 41.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 1.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. That is caught. And he will have the Vikings first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, you're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
This 2nd and 4. Mahomes. Mahomes will do it himself. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce. And out of bounds right around the 20. Little OT scramble drill that time, Mr. Davis.
And partner, I can tell you from personal experience, nothing drives a defense crazier than having things covered and the quarterback takes off and picks up a first down or big yardage. Because whether you're in zone or man, it's easy to lose track of him because you don't always have someone assigned to him. But once he goes, now everybody's scrambling to try and tackle him.
The tackle made back at the 25-yard line.
Mahomes. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this point with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Mahomes. That is caught. Touchdown. They strike first here in overtime. Well, he's regarded as one of the best athletes among NFL tight ends, Charles, and it certainly was on display right there.
And as we've seen this league continue to grow and develop, I think the tight end position becoming harder and harder to defend because now it's elite athletes playing that position, not just the big guys who can run. How about his ability to get downfield and make plays against any defense?
And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. First throw in overtime for Newton. Pass complete to Taylor. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
This was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes. A way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
Newton. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Okay,
now
ready?
a 2nd and 10. Now Newton. And it is caught at the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Philadelphia. And that
time, he came out of the slot for that big play downfield for the score.
I think what we just saw there, partner, is what we call scheming a guy open. Put him in the slot, know that he has tremendous speed. What you're doing with your other receivers is likely running shorter routes to draw the attention closer to the line of scrimmage, to give him a chance to get downfield and turn it into a one-on-one route. Often against the safety, you like your odds when he's running against the safety. His speed usually wins, and it did on that play.
And up to about the 26-yard. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Mahomes. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Here's Mahomes. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And they will get the conversion on third down, but the clock, a more pressing factor. Now a timeout called for by the offense. That's their second and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. To throw, it's Mahomes. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And the Eagles force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. A costly mistake here at OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings.
Here's Newton. That's complete to Gale Sayers. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. He'll drop this one out to Sayers. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
He will have the first down and a bit more. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. So it's the Eagles who get the win here. And it was thanks in large part to the play of the man who's been doing this for a while, their veteran quarterback.
Yeah, he had a great night throwing the football. Wound up with 3 touchdown passes for the game. And his leadership, it really showed through in this one.
So that'll do it for Charles Davis, the rest of our crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. From Minneapolis, good night, everybody.